What up, 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 what up? My people, my people, my people, my people.
Yes, yes.
Beautiful day, man. Beautiful day for us, America. Um, it's a beautiful day in Michigan, man. Sunny, 70 degrees, man. Shout out to a 70-degree November, man. Shout out to
Oh,
that, man.
yeah. Definitely shot. Oh, are we doing a cheers?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it
cheers to
okay?
that, man.
All
You
right,
know.
boom. There you go. Yeah, shout out to good weather.
For sure, man, for sure. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back to where? Where is everybody right now?
A quality minutes conversation.
Quality Minutes Podcast. Quality Minutes Podcast. Welcome back. We had a great time on last time and good conversation. And yeah, ready to get into it. For how was your week, first of all?
Um, well, I was pretty sick of it last week.
Has that changed at all?
In a few categories.
Okay.
It's more I say more positivity this week than last week. We have a African American vice president now, elect. That is, that's amazing, bro.
Oh man, you ready to get into it immediately?
I'm just excited, man.
Early.
I'm just excited because I really feel like the country needed this.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say I don't know exactly what to expect, but it's very overwhelming, man. It's a beautiful thing out here, man. To see the different states out there just celebrating with happiness and joy, man. We haven't seen that in the country in a while. So shout out to them, man. Shout out to y'all having a good time out there, man.
It's history. And so I don't like it was a long week because, the election was officially last Tuesday of the 3rd. But like all week it's been ballot counting, it's been Nevada, Arizona. And so that's really been the conversation. And then, like Trump's erratic behavior and the announcements he's been making, like this dude has been off the hook. But we cannot, amidst all of that, we cannot overlook the history that has been made. And, the fact that Kamala Harris being the first Black woman to hold that seat, like that's pretty important. Like we can't forget that. Like Trump has a good way of like definitely taking the news, you know what I mean, and directing it
and
to
flipping it
him.
And,
exactly.
Yeah, he does.
But we can't let that happen.
Change
not
the
in
narrative.
No. So.
Oh no, we're not letting that happen this time at all, man. I feel like you had your time, man. You had your 4 years. Hey, kudos to you.
Definitely. Shout out to Black women.
Yeah, shout out to the ladies, man. This is your time out here, man. We see what you're doing out here. Yeah, man. But as far as my week goes, my week was pretty cool, man. I had to hear a lot of trash talk that I dished out, so I got it back, man. I had to receive it this time. Pause. Which is cool, man. I like to just talk trash, man, and sometimes you don't win the battle, so it is what it is, man. Shout out to all those people who are pointing the finger and laughing at me this week, man. Shout out to y'all, man.
Can you explain to our listeners, like, why were people pointing and laughing at you? Did it have anything to do?
I don't think we have to go there again.
No?
I don't think we have to go there again.
All right. Well, if you don't know what he's talking about, go listen to episode 1 of Quality Minutes Podcast and go about midway through the episode. You'll find out why he was so sick of it and why he was probably being pointed at and laughed at this week. Rightfully so, but he was.
Oh, you know what? Now, since it's Saturday, man, I'm sick of it again. It is sick of it. I am sick of it again. Both Michigan teams are getting their tails thrashed today.
Oh man.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
I feel as though if nobody is fired by the end of this Michigan Wolverines game this evening, I might have to physically go to Ann Arbor and raise hell. Like, I don't want
Mhm.
to go raise hell up there. I don't want to, man. Like,
Mhm.
but
Mhm. You
how much
know,
more could we take, man?
like when your little cousin like comes over, or you go over their house and your little cousins ask you to play basketball with them, and then and you're bigger and you're stronger and you're faster than them, and you're just like, you know what, I'm about to go crazy on this kid. I might even spot him a few points. That's how Ohio State right now is watching both Michigan teams. They like, listen, we about to wear these boys the hell out.
God,
We about to wear these boys
God,
out, because
man.
that's what's gonna happen. We can't help it. Last time I checked, Michigan State was down like 35 points against Iowa, who was 0-2.
Michigan right now is losing 38-21. Indiana's put up over almost 40 points on us.
Yeah.
And needless to say, they're not really a top 10 offense.
Mhm.
So December 12th, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
FYI, we're not a sports podcast, by the way.
No,
Just
no, we're not, man. We just we're
but
just sick of it a lot of times, man.
yeah. I understand. You probably
Loyal.
more than me, like, but definitely tired of seeing
Yeah,
it.
because I write checks a lot of times that my ass can't cash as far as like sports go. And I got to get off of that, man. I really respect my teams and all of that, but they let me down, man. Like that shit be sucking.
Yeah.
The shit be sucking.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Um, Shout out to all those who did tap into the first Quality Minutes podcast, man. We appreciate it. Got some great feedback, man.
Definitely. And if you
It was
don't
very
know,
informational.
you can find the Quality Minutes podcast on YouTube if you want to catch the visuals. Yeah, you can also catch it on Spotify and other podcasting and streaming sites. So please go tap in, go listen,
Yes,
join the conversation, because it's all about
Yes.
us. It's not just about, just me and Greg, but it's just about us. You know what I mean? This is what would you say? This is the brand support
you.
brand that
supports you. End of the day, man. It's all about making your every minute count day to day. And just being a better person at the end of it all, and I really feel like we have a lot of positive energy that's flowing.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, man. It's amazing.
The folks who send us pictures of themselves with their shirts, the folks that posted online on social media, pictures of them in their Quality Minute shirts, like, definitely shout out to y'all, man. Like, that's love right there. So every time y'all do that, man, just understand there's more eyes that see the brand and that's tapping in. So definitely appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, man.
And
we love
for those
everybody.
of y'all who have not, livequalityminutes.com. Livequalityminutes.com. It's down there. You'll be able to see it down there.
Tap in. Support a brand that supports you.
Oof, and make every minute count. Don't forget.
You definitely do, man.
So let me check in, because we were talking about your week. Let me tell you about my week. First of all, it was a busy week, but I'm sure you remember our last conversation about the Looney Tunes. You remember this?
Sheesh.
Bro, like, we were talking about that Mason Dixie line episode of on Looney Tunes. And that just scratched the surface, bro. That just scratched the surface. I decided to do some more research.
Oh, really?
Oh my God.
I can only imagine, man, the blasphemy that you probably witnessed while you're watching this, bro.
When you get a chance, and my listeners, when you get a chance, go YouTube. Jungle Jitters was a Looney Tunes episode. The title sounds problematic. Jungle Jitters. So let me give you the premise. Jungle Jitters. So let me give you the premise. So it starts off in what I perceive to be a tribe in Africa. And so just imagine, like, back in the 40s or 50s or whenever this cartoon was created. So just the caricatures of the Africans.
Oh, God.
Big lips.
I could just imagine.
Bones in their noses.
How big their feet were. Their nose were so long.
God.
Jesus. The big lips. You can't forget about the big lips.
Oh yeah, gotta have the big lips. So it starts off in some tribe, right, in Africa, I presume. And then I guess there was this guy trying to sell, I don't know, I forgot what it was, like vacuum cleaners or something, like some salesman. And he shows up to the village, knocking on the doors of the village, trying to get in and sell these products. And so they won't let him in initially, but then they see him, right? So again, these are human beings. There's at least they're supposed to be human beings. They see him, and then you remember in Looney Tunes when like you were hungry, like a character was hungry, and then they see another character, and like that character would turn into like a piece of turkey or something.
They just be running around with headless, and it just be.
So the tribesmen see the salesman, and the salesman like turns into a turkey in their eyes, because apparently they're savages and they eat their cannibals
because they're from Africa,
right? Wow. Because that only makes sense that people from Africa eat other people, I guess.
Jeez.
And then they snatch him up, bring him into the village, and proceed to try to cook them. So they put them in a pot of boiling water. They start putting onions and vegetables inside the pot. It's nasty. It's nasty. I don't want to ruin it. Spoiler alert. I don't want to ruin it for you, but it's
jungle jitters.
Jungle jitters. We're only scratching the surface. It's the tip of the iceberg, if you will.
We need to really do a lot of research on these Looney Tunes, man. Like we said the last time, man, somebody needs to be prosecuted on this kind of shit. Like, what were you thinking about as far as, because you knew children were going to watch these cartoons. You didn't make these cartoons for a 40-year-old man.
No.
You made this to be on Saturday morning television for children who went to school all week, had to deal with learning lessons. So this was their only chance to unwind before doing chores for the weekend. Because I know my mom used to make us clean up the house around Saturdays and Sundays. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I do know what you're saying, because I remember her making me help clean up.
You gonna get me in trouble again?
when I just simply wanted to come over to play video games, I end up having to vacuum and rake leaves. I'm like, wait a minute, this is not what I signed up for.
Mom was an equal opportunist as far as work goes, man. She got a fair share for everybody, Shout out to Mom Dukes, man.
Yeah, why am I folding clothes? These are not even my clothes.
Love you, Mom.
No, we love you, Mom, for sure. Definitely love you, Mom. You're like my mom as well. So
she showed real dedication to putting people to hard work. So shout out to Mom.
Definitely.
She is a definition of quality minutes, because if you step foot around the vicinity of my home, your ass was a part of the Hard Work Hall of Fame, whether you knew it or not.
She started our journey. Maybe we need to credit her for starting our journey towards the Hard Work Hall of Fame, because I definitely wasn't planning on raking leaves. I was just trying to ride bikes on Saturday morning. Like, let's just ride bikes. I didn't want to bag up leaves.
This sip is for you, Mom.
Yes, definitely.
Salute. Well, speaking of the topic of Mom, she kind of made me hate the fall.
Why? Talk about it.
Well, I can't necessarily say I hate the fall, because first it's Scorpio season. Shout out to all the Scorpios out there, man. In the Sagittarius, we see y'all, man.
Yeah, shout out to all the November babies.
Well, November babies in the building. And the fall, autumn is beautiful. The change of the leaves and the environment, it's beautiful outside. But if you really think about how deep and dark it is, all those leaves have to come to the ground.
Yeah.
And do you know how long it takes to rake a backyard by yourself and put that shit in bags?
Yeah. All Saturday.
Oh, Lord.
All Saturday.
And we had a few humongous trees in our backyard, man.
Yeah.
And Those were traumatizing days. Like while all my friends were riding bikes in the street, I just looked at the backyard through that little gate and just see them just having a good time. And I'm back there putting in the minutes.
Mm.
So I used to try to I never thought I told you this though, but I used to like trick my friends, like, yo, man, hey, come here right quick. I gotta ask you something. I knew Joyce was gonna put y'all to work. I knew it. I felt it.
You son of a bitch.
Sorry, friends. But we're in this together, man. Only the strong survive. And you guys show that you are amazing bunch of individuals. So shout out to my friends, man.
Well, Mother Willis saw to it that we didn't have a choice.
You're right. You are absolutely right. It was a dictatorship.
Yeah. But I guess that meant we were a part of the family,
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But I wouldn't say so much the fall, because I think we all had that responsibility in taking care of those leaves in the fall. But also, I think what's worse is the winter. Shoveling the sidewalk, shoveling the driveway. Oh
man, to be the age I am right now, bro, like in my own home, I see snow and I try to avoid it as much as possible. Like I will sit there and just walk over the snow. Like it'll turn the ice underneath it. So then when I do actually want to go out there and shovel, it'd be so icy underneath, because I hate snow. Like I would love the winter. I love to see it. Those people on the West Coast or down south, they call me, man, I don't know why you guys complain about snow so much. Mother boo, because I lived in it for 30 some years.
Yeah.
Do you know the feeling of walking to school in a blizzard?
They have no clue. No, do you know the feeling of waking up and it's 25 inches of snow on the ground and watching television, just hoping and praying that they would cancel school, but they never would.
Your school is never that one on the list? Never?
Oh, man.
I used to be so upset with my school district. Like, what is going on?
And that was back in the day when you had to watch the TV and they had the school district scrolling across the bottom. Remember that?
Oh, I definitely remember.
You would just wait. And so we were in Oakland County School District.
Shout out to Oakland County School District.
Shout out to Oakland County. And you would see the O's show up.
Yes, sir.
And they would come and they would go. No Oakland County School District. And I'd be pissed.
And it'd be those schools that you never even heard about in the county. Like, what the hell? Where is that school?
Washtenaw. Where is Washtenaw County?
And then to make that even more messed up, man.
South Lyon.
And then I was always where I lived was too close to the school to ride the bus, so I had to walk in it. Oh God. You know how hard it is to be up at 7 a.m. to walk in the snow? Well, shout out to the early morning snowball fights, though. That was entertaining.
You had to make the best.
You had to, man. You had to.
You had to make your minutes count in that snow.
Oh, most definitely. Shout out to these kids being spoiled today, because they wouldn't understand that, man. They get rides to school. Like my daughter, she's spoiled, man. She get a ride. She even that car. Like, can you turn the heat up, Daddy? Can you turn the heat up? I said, back in my day, because I got to hear it with the old phrase. Back in my day, we didn't have heat. We didn't have heat. We barely had vehicles. And the vehicles that we did have were not to take children to school, apparently, because my mom would be in the house so warm. And I go knock on the door and say, hey, Mom, can I get a ride to school? And and to her, it'll sound like an insult. Like, what?
How dare you?
What do you need a ride for?
Fix your lips.
Are your legs broken? Something wrong with your shins?
Shout out to parents who ask your kids questions that you already know the answer to. Mom, I walked in here. My legs are clearly not broken. Why would you ask me that question?
Fun fact. I know this is off the subject. This is Indiana's first time beating Michigan since 1987.
Shout out to the Hoosiers. Shout out to the Hoosiers.
I am sick of it. I am sick of it.
Yeah. but here another thing though. But here, so even though it was tough shoveling that snow and raking those leaves, I can say that it introduced me to some of my first hustles. Right,
Oh, no
because I
doubt. No
remember
doubt.
walking around the neighborhood with my shovel and offering elderly and other folks, $20 or so to shovel their snow and making a little bit of money for myself. So shout out to those opportunities.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Because a few of my buddies on our street, yeah, we used to gang up and go house to house. And it was a quick hustle, man. Shout out to entrepreneurship.
Early entrepreneurship. That's what
Most
I'm talking
definitely.
about. That's what I'm talking about, man.
I do miss those old fashioned snowball fights and things of that nature. We used to make the best out of a bad time, man. Because I really, really, really despise snow. Like, people don't understand. Like, you can manage the cold weather, but once I see that flaky shit falling from the sky,
Not flaky shit.
yeah, that flaky shit, man.
Oh,
My
man.
whole demeanor goes down. Like, it just does something to me, man. Like when the song White Christmas comes on, why? I wouldn't mind having a Christmas with 75-degree weather. I mean, it just me.
I'm dreaming
Of a white Christmas.
Well, so here was the thing. So as some of you all may or may not know, I live in North Carolina. And so when I came down here, it was an absolute culture shock because, being from Michigan, snow is it's a regular part of life. You live 11 months out of 12 months in snow, and you just get used to it. So, you get used to a lot of snow. You get used to driving in the snow. But when I moved here, the response to snow was just baffling, right?
I hate how the South handles snow situations.
Oh my God. When I say like it could just be a dusting, like a dusting of snow, half an inch. These
Shut it
folks
down.
lose their mind. Milk and bread is completely tapped out at the grocery store. I don't know what people are doing with just milk and just bread. Like, I didn't get the recipe. Well, you will go to the grocery store and those things will be out of here, bro. And
They say milk does a body good. So.
apparently, but I mean, are you getting the bread and are you dipping it in the milk? What is it?
Please don't dip the bread in the milk.
I don't know. They when I moved down here, bro, like seriously, this is a real conversation I had with people. And the first big snow was supposed to come. And people are like, hey, go make sure you get your milk and your bread. And I'm looking at them like,
what?
Why? Are they giving away lunch meat? Like, are they giving away peanut butter? Why do I have to?
Not just my bread, my milk. Are we going to jail?
Right. Can you please provide for me the recipe that you're going off of?
Bread and milk? That's a terrible combination of just bread and milk. Sheesh.
What if I was lactose intolerant? Like, that's
I
can't even get half of the products. Like,
but see, I was able to. I'm from Michigan as well. You guys might not know that already, but I was able to live in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, for about a year and a half back in the day, and they get afraid just for too cold of temperature. Like the temperature is not where they will really shut the town down. Like, whoa,
yeah,
it's freezing. Yeah. Man, it's only 32 degrees. What do you mean it's freezing?
It's sometimes it's the anticipation.
Jesus. They shut the town down for heavy rain, which I can get. I can understand some heavy rain. But when you're from Michigan or the Midwest, we don't want to hear that shit, okay? Please.
We don't. Look, real talk. They shut a school down for a day because it was too cold. and they didn't want kids standing at the bus stop because it was too cold. I'm like, that is malarkey.
Take my damn shades off of that
one. Man, can you even
come on, man?
Can you comprehend that? That's crazy. Now,
Come on.
Listen, I remember getting up for high school, and I used to get a ride with my man's Tyrone, who lived next door. And he had an old joint, old whip, old school, and so the heat didn't really kick until like maybe 10 minutes into the drive. But we lived
3 miles.
But we only live 4 minutes away from school, man. So I remember them cold rides, bundled up. I wouldn't even take my book bag off to get in the car. I'd have my book bag, I had my jacket, hat, boots strapped up.
Shout out to you having a quality friend to take you to school. Shout out to that.
Oh man, yeah.
Shout out. Me and my boys were thugging. We were straight Timberlands and Nike boots. That was our ride to school in the wintertime. Timberlands and Nike boots.
Oh yeah.
And it was cold as boop. You hear me? If one thing will wake you up in the morning for school, because you wake up all groggy and tired. Open that front door, step out for the first time. And you see that the smoke come out your mouth from the cold.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, your ass will be up then, buddy. That's for sure. Yeah, that's a for sure right on.
And but we're going into winter right now, and you're somebody who have a hard time with the cold. Please go buy a hoodie from livequalityminutes.com.
Please.
Great material.
Very
great material. Unisex hoodies for both men and women, boys and girls. Both poly cotton blend.
Yes, sir. Pre-spun.
Yes. Pre-spun.
They're definitely pre-spun.
Definitely pre-spun.
LiveQualityMinutes.com. If you haven't followed us on IG, it's Quality Minutes LLC at IG.
Yes.
Quality Minutes at Facebook.
Yeah.
Quality
Minutes on YouTube. Follow the subscribe to the channel.
They done fucked around and put the gang on Spotify. Shout out to Quality Minutes Podcast on Spotify. God is good, man.
Never would have made it.
Shout out to God, man.
Hashtag shout out to God.
Shout out to Speedy's hashtags, man. Those were some epic hashtags you gave us the last quality conversation. But we want to keep you guys on the update on some new content and new apparel that we will have on livequalityminutes.com. In the future, we're going to have on the podcast a few segments where we talk to quality individuals, men, women alike, just to give them a lane to speak their piece, like you said, we're not just a sports podcast. We're just a people's podcast at the end of the day. And this is a place where, excuse my French, you can just talk your shit. You know what I mean?
Right. And so in addition to that, like the description says, with a Hard Work Hall of Fame where we acknowledge the men, women, and children who are making an impact in their community, family, just in their general area of expertise. So if you feel like, if that's you, like if you're making an impact out here, if you're doing great work, if you're a community organizer, if you have your own business, like shout us out, DM us. Reach out to us. We'd love to have you on a podcast because this is a platform for you to promote your brand, and you will bring your audience with you as well. So hit us up
because we have the mind state. Everybody eats, B.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cam. Everybody eats, B.
Everybody eats, man. Everybody eats. And so what I appreciate, and I guess this is a segue, what I appreciate about this most recent election is it shows how important community is and how important like our community is. Because
Yes.
if you
Yes.
if you followed the election this week, what you saw was it wasn't it was us.
Your vote mattered. That's what it.
It was our folks who showed up. It was
Yes.
Philly. It
Yes.
was shout out to first of all, shout out to Detroit. What? Biden flipped Michigan
Let's
because
go.
Detroit came out in droves. Everybody, they came out with their buffs on. They came out with the buffies on. What?
Yes. Yes. Shout out to Wayne County.
They had their conies in hand.
All that. Hennessy in their cup.
Old English D on the hat.
Newport 100s on their lip.
A glass of Pinnacle.
Oh, Lord. Blood ice.
Yes. They showed up to the polls, man.
Shout out to Georgia flipping too.
With their Al-Wassam jackets.
Ooh.
Cole Haan shoes.
The Kohans.
Ohans.
Ooh. The 9 later Gators on. Shout out to the city, man. Shout out to Atlanta too, man. We see y'all down there too, man. We see y'all down there. Philly. We see you. Philly. Shout out to the absentee voters, man. That was big, man. That was big. This one really showed for those people who were worried and concerned about, man, my vote doesn't count for anything. You know, those people.
Clowns.
This should be a rude awakening for your motherfucking ass. How do you feel now? Do you still think that your vote doesn't count? We have so many first-time voters this time. Shout out to Snoop Dogg. Shout out to Method Man. Shout out to these brothers who went out there and actually made every minute count. Shout out to you guys, man. Yeah. Salute, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Your vote counts. Don't listen to these ignorant motherfuckers who don't think they vote count. My ancestors died for us to be able to just to check that mark, check that box.
Yeah.
And now we have a black vice president. Woman.
Yes.
Hey, man, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
And for those of you all who are questioning Kamala Harris's blackness, first of all, shut up. Second of all, please, it's just we need you to stop immediately. But second of all, she is, she's half black, half Indian. So shout out to the South Asian, folks as well, because you got to represent that side as well. She's a woman of color. But at the end of the day, not only did she go to Howard University, but she's an AKA.
To Howard. Shout out to the Greeks.
Shout out to the HBCUs and the Divine Nine and the AKAs, Ski Wee, all that, man. So I think it's serendipitous. There you go. There's a good word for it. It's serendipitous.
Let's go, Stephen A. Smith.
Shout out, because the inauguration will happen in January, but also January is the Founders Month for Alpha Kappa Alpha Incorporated. So it'll be great. Hopefully she wears her pink and green for the inauguration. Maybe she'll have a little something.
I think she'll have a little something on there.
Yeah.
We got a little flavor when we come to the office. We got a little flavor.
You already know. You already know. Because I know y'all saw her when she stepped off that plane with the Tims.
Ooh.
With the Tims? I mean, granted, those aren't Tims we typically wear, but they were still Tims.
They were still Tims. Those were the comfortable Tims. I don't know about nobody says original Timberlands kill my feet just for fashion.
Yeah.
But I don't mind my feet hurting for fashion.
Yeah. And she was rocking the Chucks too.
Ooh. Sidebar, man. To the Trump supporters. No, this is serious. I don't even have nothing bad to say because everybody has their own political view. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though this election, like we said, it was a bid about the best of both evil or two evils.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know exactly what we're getting ourselves into. But I do want to say this to you, Trump supporters. I get it. You want something different. You wanted something new. You wanted to spunk something up. You just wanted to try something, and I understand it. And it would have worked. He could have been like a Bush, because nobody really liked Bush, but Bush won 2 terms.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing that Bush didn't do was blatantly disrespect the shit out of people. You cannot disrespect your countrymen
You
and
can't.
women. You can't do it
You
and
can't.
be successful, bro.
You can't.
And so I want y'all to take that into consideration. We didn't vote against this guy just because of the fact of his political views. No, it's the fact that he didn't give a shit. He would get up there and he didn't care.
No,
So my question to them were, what the hell did y'all see that I didn't see? Maybe I didn't see something at first, like, because he was blatantly disrespectful. Like, to the end of, like, no other president was that blatantly disrespectful. And I had a few people like, well, it's the fact that he didn't hold nothing back that we liked, which is cool. But as the president, I'm gonna need you to be a little reserved, just a tad, bro.
I think that's not a very good argument that he doesn't hold anything back, because we all know people. They might even be in our family, like those people who show up to Thanksgiving and they don't hold anything back.
That's
and
why nobody
wants them to be there.
That's why the ass is not invited back to
because they just say anything. That's why we like, oh man, there go Uncle Johnny. God damn,
not to mention, man. I can have my chief of staff twitting every day. I don't need you to be twitting. I need you to worry about these issues that's going on with our country. I need you to stop the racist attacks on each other. Like, I need you to, if you're going to tweet something positive. Yeah. Don't get to just talking shit about you. You can't. Right. No, that is not that kind of position, bro. Yeah, the presidency is not that position for you to be up there acting a fool.
Yeah. So this is what I would say. This is not a case for his politics. This is a case for character, right?
Exactly.
Like it's a matter of character. I could not.
Hashtag character.
Character matters. Yes. I could not walk into the polls and vote for a man who not 3-4 months ago retweeted a dude saying white power. Like, I can't do that. Can't do it.
Jesus.
Can't do it. I mean, it's a case for character, man. I can't forget, at the beginning of his first campaign for election, when he
was kicking people out of his political party things, like, get him out of here. Just get him out of here.
No, not that. I mean, that too. I mean, there's a laundry list of things. But I can't get over when he was mocking that journalist who had a disability. Remember that? Like,
yes, I do.
And I'm an educator too. So, I work with students with disabilities, and like, for somebody to do that, that's a problem. Or being heard on recording, grabbing women's vaginas. Like, those words came out of his lips.
He sure did. He said he would even have sex with his daughter because she was so fine. Yeah, you can't say that. What? What?
Yeah.
Listen, man. Because I'm not even shocked, because the last election showed me that even people around us, like even in the rural communities, their views aren't the same as a lot of people, and which is cool. In politics, and that's why here at Quality Minutes, I tell my partner all the time, like, man, politics is a touchy subject. Politics, religion, those are two things I'm not fucking with. Like, I'm not. You will have so many gray hairs trying to get your point of view across, but people are entitled to have their own point of view. So you can never try to persuade them to go another way. All you can do is listen and say, you know what? We can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
But it's been tough in this election, because now it's like people have so much negativity on you. Like, you don't even know why you voting. I know why I'm voting. Don't tell me I don't know why I'm voting. Mm-hmm. Okay, first and foremost, do you know why you're voting? Mm-hmm. This motherfucker was on a reality TV show too. I can't trust somebody on a reality TV show.
So let me ask you a question. There was a it was an increase in black male turnout for Donald Trump, right?
Yeah.
Um, why do you think that is? Because the narrative is that he is racist and he's very problematic and he's not good for black folks. But there was an increase in black voter turnout for Donald Trump, specifically from black males. Do you have any idea why that might be the case?
Because he was giving these niggas unemployment. I can't even say honestly. I'm gonna take that back. I'm sorry, but for those who I've had
Hashtag stereotypes. All black men are not on unemployment.
I mean, I know that. I had a few conversations with a few brothers who I know voted for him, and I asked them. I say, so what is your beliefs on it? Like, why did you? And I got it. A lot of them telling me, well, it's just the fact that he doesn't hold back. He exposes a lot of things that the government doesn't want him to expose. But then I also hit them with that. I said, how do you know that? How do you know? That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Hey, like, well, they've been lying. The government has been lying and this, that, and the third. And I said, so what makes you think that he wouldn't lie? Wouldn't he be a part of the government as the president now?
Yeah. It's a good point.
So how? And then we get to a quiet spell in the conversation. Once you ask those kind of questions and it goes silent,
yeah,
there's nothing else to talk about, like, because you don't really know. I really don't have an answer for that, man. Like, it's insane to me.
I believe that most people, particularly people who follow politics, most people have not completely worked out why they support a particular side. Like most people have not done enough research, have not really and myself included. Like I don't know everything about politics. I don't know everything about economics. I continue to learn, but there's some things that I haven't quite worked out. So I think when you push people and you continue to ask them questions about a particular initiative or particular policy, like they may not have any idea what the hell they talking about.
And it's a good an example of that too. Like I like what you said there, and I think also people are confused. Like you were kind of saying. Like I think a lot of those men were confused because a lot of the policies that Joe Biden were speaking on, as far as like taxing the rich. But it's like half the motherfuckers that were feeling like that, not rich at all. Like, what are you complaining about, bro?
Hashtag that doesn't apply to you.
Hashtag worried about the wrong things.
You worried about the wrong thing. He said 400,000, not 40,000.
I have a lot of friends in my life right now, and I can honestly say it's a 1 percentile that it has at least $400,000. It's not even 1%. Like
right. And a lot of that is just misinformation, right? Like, what has been shared about who's going to be taxed and how much they'll be taxed. Like, it's misinformation. But can I share my theory? I think I shared my theory with you yesterday as to why there were so many black men who voted for Trump. Did I share that with you yesterday?
Nope, but you sure can.
So here's my theory. And so I believe that black men and so many black men have jumped on the Trump train because Donald Trump is what a lot of black men subconsciously want to be and who they want to be. And here's why. Like, if you look at Donald Trump and who is he? Like, aside from being a white man, like, who is he? He's a rich man, right? He's rich. He does and says whatever he wants to with little to no consequences, right? He goes where he wants to go, says what he wants to say. He does what he wants to do. Like, and I think, like, subconsciously, again, this is a theory. I think subconsciously
they can relate to that.
But that's what black men hope to, because as a black man, like, we our whole life is based around consequences, right? Donald Trump has had very little consequences for the things that he's done, right?
True.
He literally he admitted to sexual assault on we heard him, but no consequences, right? He's evaded taxes, no consequences. But as a black man, we conduct our entire life around consequences. Like we don't talk a certain way in certain environments because we're worried about how people might see us. You know what I'm saying? Like if we talk a certain way or dress a certain way, it's the difference between sometimes us living and dying, right?
That is true.
So I think like black men, and this again, this is a theory. I just think that black men saw that and said, like, I want that. I want to be rich. I want to move and groove how I want to move and groove. I want to live my life and be open and be free. But unfortunately, like it's a different life. All right.
Definitely a different life, man. Y'all worried about the wrong things, man.
Y'all worried about the wrong things, man.
Like, and people who don't vote piss me off, man. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, man. Like, and it's not to the point that you don't vote. It's the fact that you don't vote, but then you talk shit about who people vote for. How?
I don't know.
Like, but see, Donald Trump, man. I knew he didn't give a damn about anything when he was. You remember when he used to go in on Rosie O'Donnell? You remember how he used to
yeah.
He used to hold the hell out of Rosie O'Donnell, man.
Yeah.
Like he has no remorse for women, men,
nobody,
black or white. It doesn't matter. He just didn't give a shit.
Nobody.
Now he would be you know what? I will put him as like the Secretary of Defense because he don't give a shit. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the kind of guy you need right there. It's like in that kind of position, not the head honcho. He can't be the head honcho, man. He could be the person ready to fuck some shit up, but other than that, nah, man.
I could see him as I forgot the name of the position, the press secretary, like the person who talks to the press. Because what I do appreciate about Donald Trump is that he says things with so much confidence and so convincingly, like you almost believe him. Yeah. Like let me take you back to the Republican National Convention. During his speech during the RNC, he said that they were building 400 miles of wall every week. What?
Who is building the Great Wall of China?
400 miles a week? What? And they were clapping for this. I'm like, is nobody gonna ask any questions? But he said it with such conviction that like his followers they just believe it. I'm like, this dude is he's a hustler, borderline scammer. And so, you know, and I can respect the hustle,
Donald Trump is a Detroiter. Needless to say, that nigga is, I'm sorry, he is a Detroiter. We hustle. We're the home of scamming.
Oh man. You say he got credit, he got debit cards showing up to the White House right now.
Man, I'm telling you, scam cards, man, unemployment cards. He's straight. You know, he good, bro.
Yo.
You know, he is he's an East Side Detroiter. I'm gonna say that.
Oh, shout out to the East Side.
Shout out to the East Side, man.
East Side. So if for those of y'all who are not from the city of Detroit, what I think is widely accepted and understood by folks from Metro Detroit is that the East Side and West Side is just different, right? It's just
very much so.
It's different. When you go to the East Side, it's just different. Like it's not the same.
But on the other hand, from the East Siders who come to the West, they feel like it's different as well too.
Right.
It's like Afghanistan versus.
Oh God. He said that.
Shout out to the East Side, man. I love the East Side, man. My mom from the East Side, man. Shout out to y'all, man. My mom and dad actually East Siders. Yeah, but they made me. I'm born and raised on the West.
Yeah, right.
You know.
All right, yeah, my family's from the West. My family's in the West. But what we do know about the East Side and what I could appreciate about the East Side is that at any given moment and at the drop of a hat, they will beat your ass.
The shit out of you.
They will.
That is Scrap Central.
Yeah.
That's why Crunk Gym is on the East Side.
Yeah. Yeah.
They will beat the shit out of you.
Shout out to Crunk's Gym. Hitman, Tommy Hiphand Hearns.
Shout out to the legend.
The Detroit Cobra.
Rest in peace, Emmanuel Stewart.
Rest in peace, Emmanuel Stewart.
Great fighter. Great trainer. Oh, yeah, I want to ask you about that, man. Did you catch that fight, the Gervonta Davis fight?
Did I? I'm glad you asked me. I did catch that fight. I was watching it with you. I was here watching it with you. But man, that kid is talented. That kid is talented.
But he needs to stay his ass out of trouble. Let me take these damn shades off. Look, Javante, look. I don't know if you got this Adrian Broner thing going on, because he got caught up in a hit and run allegedly right now. 5 days after that fight.
Yeah. He
also had a run-in with his baby mom before.
Yeah.
Come on, champ. Come on.
Yeah. But also I don't want to compare him to Adrian Broner, man.
I just don't want him to go down that save crazy ass path.
He's got tremendous potential, man.
Yes.
I mean,
I haven't seen an uppercut that lethal since Mike Tyson, since Iron Mike in the early 90s, before he started biting niggas' ears and shit.
Now, for those of y'all who did not see that fight, spoiler alert, and if you didn't see the highlights, then you need to get your life together. But he hit my man with an uppercut so clean and so flush. And my man he was counting sheep. he was done. The ref, he didn't even start to count because he saw my man fall asleep immediately. Like he was done.
Man, he hit that man so hard, I went to sleep. He made me tired. He hit that man so hard, man. I was ready to go to bed right then and there.
My God.
But he has an up and coming fight, hopefully, with what's his name? Ryan Garcia. Is it Ryan or Danny Garcia? What
Mikey Garcia. Danny Garcia is a welterweight. Mikey Garcia, yeah. That should be a good fight. That should be a good fight.
Mikey. It should be a darn good fight.
Yeah. Because what I did appreciate about Gervonta's performance was that he had a really good chin. Like he showed that he had a good chin. He took a lot of shots.
Yes.
A lot of shots. And my man was hitting him. Like my man,
he was giving him some good shots. Darn good shots,
man. It was a good fight. And Gervonta he kept coming in. He was hunting with that uppercut. That's his go-to. That's that go-to.
Shout out to Santa Cruz, man. Shout out to your performance, man. You did your thing out there, brother.
Yeah, you did your thing until
ding ding ding, lights out, nigga.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was very entertaining, man. Shout out to boxing being entertaining again.
Oh man, it's some great boxers out there. So if you're not in the boxing right now, you definitely need to get into boxing. There's some great heavyweights right now,
young talent,
welterweights.
Yeah, yes, man. The Charlos, you got the Garcias of the world, you got the Gervontas, you got the Lomachenko. Lomachenko kind of old now.
You got
still a great.
So you got Errol Spence coming up. Errol Spence is going to be fighting Danny Garcia. And if you don't know, Errol Spence is an undefeated champion who's fought a lot of good fighters. Danny Garcia, another good fighter from Philly.
I think Terrence got a fight coming up not too soon.
Terrence Crawford. Yeah, Terrence Crawford in the heavyweight division. You still got Deontay Wilder, even though he lost his last fight.
Look, Deontay. I'm sorry. Let me take these shades off again, man.
Oh, he got to take the shades off.
Deontay, I'm so sorry. Listen to me. I don't know what's going on. It's tough to lose your very first fight in that kind of manner that you lost your very first fight. And I get it. But these blasphemous rants and all these shenanigans that you're pulling, bro, right now, you're looking real bad, man. You're looking bad. Everybody in the world saw what happened that night against you and Tyson Fury. Shout out to Tyson Fury for being one of the biggest skilled men I've ever seen in the boxing ring.
Yeah, probably the best skill set right now in terms of heavyweight boxing.
So it's not a problem for you to lose that fight, Deontay. It's not a problem. But the fact that you're trying to blame the cornerman, who's a well-respected cornerman throughout boxing, for you to try to put the blame on your corner for saving your ass because he was beating the shit out of you. Do you understand me? As a black man, I was feeling hurt for my society. my African American was hurt.
Like, so this so your cornerman, your other older black man, he saw this oppression, this abuse happening. He was like, I can't see no more. You took him back to civil rights. He was like, God, please save him, Jesus. He had to throw that towel in, bro. He did.
You had the nerve. He did you some great due
solid. He did you a solid.
Shout out to hashtag doing you a solid. Jesus. But you need to stop that, man. You have a lot of class, man. You're a very classy fighter. Yeah. You have a impeccable record, man. You were a great champion. Mm-hmm. If you're going to go out, bow out gracefully, man.
Yeah.
Don't go out like that, man, because you set a standard.
Yeah.
And don't let it get tarnished by
don't let your sports. Exactly. Don't let your legacy be tarnished because you couldn't lose gracefully, right? I think Deontay Wilder is a great fighter. I've always been somewhat critical of him as a boxer because I feel like he's technique, it's technique, and just in terms of just outboxing people. He never outboxes people, right? He wins with power. He just goes in and knocks you the hell out, right?
Exactly.
And so I was concerned. And even in his first fight against Tyson Fury, I was like, I'm not sure that he'll win this fight. You know, I know everybody was he's knocking everybody out, but I'm like, listen, man, he might get outboxed. And that's certainly what happened in the first fight. And that's definitely what happened in the second fight.
That's what definitely happened in the second fight. And then you get here talking about steel plates in a glove. Come on, man. Just come on. Come on, man.
Oh, you just making up stuff at this point.
Yeah, man. It looks so
man, I think he had brass knuckles in it. Come on, man. All right. Really? Brass knuckles?
And inside of a heavyweight title fight, you don't think it's cameras all inside that dressing room to make sure that your safety is important? Like, you know what I'm saying? They make sure your safety is going to be first. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Then he started talking about the outfit that he came out on. Like,
it's too heavy. Why did you wear it then, bro? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'll tell you, 260 pounds, man. Relax, all right?
Mike Tyson used to come out with a ripped up ass t-shirt on.
No, he used to have a towel with a hole in it.
He just have it over his neck.
Just have it over his neck, man. Learn from Tyson.
Because he was coming to handle business, not trying to look flashy.
Yeah, hashtag learn from Tyson.
So I don't know if you want to learn everything from Tyson.
No. But if you're not, if you're not watching boxing, man, it's a good time to be watching boxing.
Indeed, man.
And that same night, though, like we saw Anderson Silva.
Shout out to the legend.
Yeah, take a fight. What was it Uriah? What was his last name?
Don't give me the lion.
Wilson. I mean, he lost. He got knocked out. But it was definitely good to see Anderson Silva, who could be arguably one of the best, if not the best, UFC fighter of this generation. Like he's
definitely my top 5 all time.
Easy,
for
easy.
Sure.
So if you don't know much about UFC, you gotta YouTube some clips of Anderson Silva.
The Spider. Yeah. He's one of those guys you see out there in the club. He don't even look like he's dangerous, but he will put your ass in a Kimura right in the middle of the club.
Come on, man. Please don't rip my shoulder out of my socket. I thought this was going to be fisticuffs.
Not the triangle choke. I'm just trying to get a Corona. That's all I'm trying to do, baby.
A Corona with a lime, please. Yeah, man. Yeah. but in addition to that, like he knocked a lot of dudes out with punches and kicks. Like
the
he
striking
was
ability is amazing, amazing
he
fighter,
was just a
man. He's
great,
amazing.
well-rounded fighter.
And if he does decide to retire after that fight,
he should.
This drink, yeah, it should. This drink is for you, Anderson. Shout out to Anderson Silva, man.
Shout out to Anderson Silva,
the legend.
So there's a lot of conversations about like the greatest, right? And so like Khabib just finished a fight 2 weeks ago, and so a lot of people, yeah, it was a great one, and he finished with a triangle choke. I don't think he is the greatest because I still think Johnny Bones Jones is the greatest right now.
How you feel about this then? Would you say that he's the greatest grappler that we've seen in UFC history?
No, I would say fighter in general. Like I think Johnny, if you look at his resume.
No, I was talking about Khabib.
Khabib?
Yeah. Would you say he's the best ground grappler? I'm gonna say it's between him and a Tito Ortiz for me on the ground. That I've never seen somebody able to do what they do. But he outshines Tito Ortiz on the ground. Like that boy was wrestling bears for God's sakes, bro. The man, if you haven't seen it, people, please YouTube some Khabib footage. As a child, he was grappling with a baby bear. The man used to swim in a lake going against the current for workouts.
Yeah. He could be like, I don't know. With UFC, it's a little bit, it's challenging because I know there's just so many fighters.
It is so many great fighters,
really good fighters. But like Tito Ortiz was good. BJ Penn, like if you know anything about BJ Penn,
my boy Forrest Griffin, he was good on the ground.
Yeah, Forrest was more of a striker, but as far as Khabib, like I could see the argument for sure. I can see the argument. But yeah, man.
Shout out to your wife, man. I hear her over there cooking up.
Yeah. So Greg shouted you out real quick. She's waving and smiling.
Shout out to you know what? I'm gonna talk to you about that after the footage though. But we have to really do we gotta do something for the ladies out here, man. Shout out to the ladies, man. Our backbones. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just wanted to say that.
No, definitely. Like, I mean, going back to, so we're recording on this on the day that Joe Biden was announced president-elect, so we got to acknowledge that. So we'll probably come back to this a few times, but definitely shout out to Black women, right? Like,
yes, indeed.
Black women have remained steadfast in so many different situations and so many different like places in our lives. With this election, Black women were pretty consistent, and they said, and the Black women came out and voted the way it's and ensured that Kamala got in there.
Yes, indeed.
But to have a Black woman in the White House that's huge, man.
Shout out to our next vacation at the inauguration, though. What's up? We out.
Man, we had talked earlier today, and that was one thing that was on my mind. That's gotta happen.
Quality Minutes is invading Washington, man. We
gotta record. We gotta record. We gotta record there for sure.
We're going to Washington. How y'all like? What y'all think? Quality Minutes community. Should we invade DC for the inauguration?
Oh, we can ask them, but we gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, we still gonna be there. Yeah, we still gonna be there. Bring the property.
Get a little Airbnb, and record there. That'd be solid.
I'm with it, man. That'd be dope, man.
Yeah, for sure.
On-site Quality Minutes collection, podcast, all that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have it all. The presidential collection. Ooh, it's coming to you.
We got some stuff that we're cooking up for you.
Yes. We
got some stuff that we're cooking up for you. So please make sure you visit livequalityminutes.com. The site is down below. So
follow us on IG Quality Minutes LLC. Follow us on Facebook Quality Minutes, man, for more updates on all the future.
All the future.
All the future. You know what I'm saying? Um, I want to say, man, I love everybody mama out there just for having them, man. Just for having y'all, man, for real.
Yeah.
Because the love is just like it's insane, man. I never would even imagine it. The acceptance that we are receiving, the love, the feedback, it just so much positivity in the air, man, that it's just overwhelming. So I just really want to say thank you all out there tapping in. Even if you went to the site, the money was short on a Wednesday, but you came back and doubled up and bought your shirt on a Friday. We
Yeah.
see you.
Yeah.
We see you, man. Good looking, man. We appreciate it, man. Most definitely.
So
We are a movement in a lifestyle. Yes,
so
sir.
so I'm gonna do this real quick. As an incentive for listening to this podcast, I'm gonna just go ahead and say use promo code HWHOF313 for 15% off and livequalityminutes.com. 15% off any purchase.
15. He didn't say 50, ladies and gentlemen.
No. 15. 15. So HWHOF313, 15% off any purchase. So
you might have to put that on a link on this particular part of the joint if we do it. You know what I'm saying? Just sort of for those who actually watch and listen. You know,
that's right. Let me ask you a question. I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. So right now, what we're seeing in the country is a spike in coronavirus infections and hospitalizations. What are your thoughts around that?
y'all need to sit y'all asses down. Listen to the rules. Because I know here in Michigan, everywhere you go, before you walk into any establishment, it says face masks are required. Please follow instructions. I mean, that's all it is, man. Like, because I know a lot of Michiganders, we have been traveling like crazy because we weren't used to the quarantine. I don't think nobody in America was used to somebody telling us to sit the fuck down. But it wasn't just the fact of telling us to sit the fuck down. It was trying to save lives. So with that being said, just follow the instructions, man. You know, I got to do it myself too. You know, I'm not just going to put nobody down because I mess up too. You know, pimps go through this kind of stuff from time to time. But honestly, though, seriously, wear your mask, social distance, because hell, a lot of us know parents who send their kids to school and shit sick already, knowing they sick. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it, man. Just cover your tracks, man.
Yeah.
Lives are
Hashtag very irresponsible.
Please, man, we're just trying to save lives because everybody's immune system isn't as strong as yours or mine. Think about those people from time to time.
And that's a good point. Like sometimes it's not about just you getting infected, but it's also about, you know, protecting the people around you because you may be asymptomatic, right? And you may be carrying, right? Like, so let's protect ourselves. You know, we look at like the 3 W's, right? So wear a mask, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands. Like, let's just do those things.
That's it, man. You should have been watching them nasty ass hands from the get-go, though.
Please. And clean your fingernails. Please clean your fingernails.
Please. Cut them booty scratches, man. Clean them booty scratches.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Jesus. Because it's very important, man. We've lost a lot of great souls due to COVID-19. And
200,000 people, man. I mean, that's significant.
Insane.
That's significant.
That's more than the 9/11 joint, right? Wait. You know what I'm saying? Like,
fam, if Donald Trump, if he got elected after 200,000 COVID-related deaths on his watch, I would be absolutely flabbergasted.
See, only thing about this COVID stuff, man. I really can't put all the blame on how he handled it because a lot of people were naive about the virus itself. because we never seen it like anything like this before in a long, well, not in our time of life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like back when it was the smallpox and all that.
Right.
Nobody's here to tell that story. I mean, it's something that's here to tell the story, but we
Right.
never seen anything like that on a global level ever. So I can't really put all the blame of COVID on him.
Well,
The fact that he tried to water shit down is what I put on him.
and that's the issue. You can't put 100% on anything on anybody,
Right.
in certain situations. But like you just said, I think that the communication and the way that he presented it to the general public was dangerous, right? And so what we do know and what was recorded is that back in January, like he knew, the severity of the virus, and he did not share that information, right? And what we also know is that the people who follow him like without question, right?
Oh,
And
yes.
so
Sidebar.
all you got to do is you come out and you say like, this is a dangerous disease. Like you need to make sure you take the necessary precautions, follow these guidances, follow science, follow the data. Like that's it. That's it. But to come out and say, don't be worried and yada, 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 like that is you have to show leadership in situations like this. And I understand him not trying to like, put the general public into mass hysteria, but also you owe people the truth and you owe people honesty as well.
That's why you're in that position, buddy.
Exactly.
Sidebar. I don't know if it's fact or not. I don't know if it's a fake tweet or whatever the case may be. There was a claim that he says if he were to lose this election, that he will never ever come back to the state of Michigan. But let me tell you something, buddy. We don't need your motherfucking ass in Michigan, okay? We are just fine. Because our new president-elect, he's all right with Michigan.
Yeah.
Detroit is not losing any sleep with Donald Trump not sliding through here from time to time. Let me tell you that. How dare you? That's if it's real. That's only if it's real. How dare you? We are the Motor City, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
My state deserves respect. 90% of America are driving cars and crap that comes from the state of Michigan.
That's right.
Don't ever forget it. That's all I'm gonna say.
But you make a good point in that you had just talked about Deontay Wilder and how his legacy might be tarnished because when he lost, it was all these excuses, it was this, that, and the other. It's something to say about like just losing gracefully, right? Like losing hurts in any situation.
It sucks. Yeah, it sucks.
But doing so gracefully, like it speaks volumes about who you are, and it speaks volumes about your character. Hashtag character matters.
And it also will help, because people will look at you in a newfound perspective, like, well, you lost gracefully, you went out respectful, and doors will open up for you.
Yeah. I mean,
Shout
not to say
sportsmanship,
right. Not to say to get, you should not get used to losing, but at the same time, if you're going to lose, you need to do so gracefully, right? So, him talking about like, he's not going to, transition peacefully or him not having to be dragged out of the Oval Office, like that's irresponsible, and that's just not. It's not good. It's not good leadership.
You know how bad Obama didn't want to give you that spot? You know how bad he didn't want to give you that house? Jesus. But he made it graceful. He did it gracefully. He left with dignity. He left knowing that, first of all, he didn't lose to you. Second of all, he knew that the country was going to be in a whole different uproar when you got in the office. But he did it so respectfully that you didn't even know how to react. You just kept trying to shoot shots at him. Yeah, it's tough trying to shoot shots at somebody who's clean cut. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's tough. So many, it's tough. It's only so much.
Start making stuff up.
Yeah, it's only so much you can say about somebody who don't do nothing wrong. Like, look at his shoes, for God's sake. Look at his damn shoes.
The best you can do was that he wasn't born in the U.S. That's the best you can do.
And then you try to take his. When you see, I'm not even gonna go to the political part of it, all this, the healthcare and all that crap. I'm not even gonna go down that path.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question. So, there have been things circulating around social media and the internet about like these militias, right? Like you've seen a lot of these like armed militias, it's particularly like in Michigan for those people who are trying to plot to kidnap Gretchen. You know what I'm saying? Big Gretch. Shout out to Big Gretch.
Shout out to Big Gretch.
These armed militiamen, showing up to different places in different protests to protect.
They're showing up to places that's not the hood,
right? So
that's where they're going.
So what are your thoughts about like I said, like there's been some conversation circulated, like there's going to be like this civil war, and there's going to be they're out looking for folks, and what are your thoughts around that?
I feel like now, me personally, I thought the militias would have started if Trump won again. And I think it would have been more black militias going after those supremacy type of people. I think that.
You think so, huh?
Yeah, that's just my personal beliefs, because I feel like us, the people of color, I'm going to say, we're sick of it. And I think the people who were, I can't even say all the Trump supporters, those armed men, I just think that it would have overflowed because it was too much going on this first 4 years, that the next 4 years people they're just going to be like, you know what, enough is enough. I think a lot of police lives would have been at stake.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a whole lot more violence, as far as us, instead of just being cool, we just would have been in the uproar, man. And I really feel like this needed to happen because it was a melting pot at one point. It was about to go down. Like,
I think you're right. Like boiling. I think it was boiling.
I'm saying not boiling. I'm sorry. Yeah, boiling point. I'm sorry.
Because we want is a melting pot. We want everybody to come together, but like it's definitely been super divisive.
Yes,
his language is divisive, and I think there's something to what you just said. Like I had not thought about that before, but I think that the disappointment and frustration.
It was only so much.
Yeah, from people of color, like it would have manifested in some way, and so that might have been the case. I don't want that to happen, but. That might have been
we never promote violence, but people were kept coming to me asking me like, you see how they all gunned and readied up. But then I look at another video and you got the black militia. They're just as strapped and ready as well. And they calling out all those big tough supremacy people who talking all that. And they right in their area. They're in their communities, but nobody show up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Trump was telling people, yeah, just go do this, do. But when it came to those armed black men, nobody pulled up. Nobody.
Let me just say this real quick. I don't want to interrupt you, but stay safe out here, folks. Particularly like my young men of color.
Please,
stay safe out here because everybody doesn't know how to handle things in a civil manner, right? And there's going to be some upset folks out here. So just make sure you're safe. If you're going to travel somewhere at night, like make sure you're with somebody. But you be safe out here because there's some crazy folks out here for sure. And like going to be some pissed Trump supporters right now.
Yeah, it's a transition point now because when the last 4 years, the blatant disrespect and racism was in the forefront. It was wide open. They were able to do such. Now it's going to be a lot more suppressed, and they're going to be mad that they are suppressed. I think that's more of the fact that why people are actually upset now, because they know they have to suppress all that extra BS that they were spewing the last 4 years,
right?
Because
they had the green light.
Somebody in there who. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So now that they don't have that same access and that green light, they're going to do stuff under the radar to make sure that their feelings are still felt, if that makes sense. But be careful out here, man. Be careful. Be legit. Make sure you have a license. Don't drink and drive. Don't have paraphernalia in your car. Play the game the right way. That's all I could say to you guys, to the minorities. Play the game the right way. Don't let the stereotypes take over who you really are.
It's true. That's a good point. That's a really good point, because I think that in political conversations, they always talk about black people and the black
Mm-hmm.
community. You know, like for instance, you know, one of the talking points that Trump used to, you know, put out there is that he's done more for black folks. But, you know, black folks, we're not a monolith. Like we're not all the same.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're not
Exactly.
all poor. You know, we're
Right.
not all living in poverty. We're not all selling drugs. Like we're not all the same. And so I think that because that's the narrative that's out there, there's a lot of young black males and young black women that feel like they got to kind of live up to a certain expectation of who they are. And I say that as an educator because I have students of color that I work with. And so it's just, you got to make sure that, you are who you are, be who you are. You don't have to be a thug.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Nor do
Yes.
you
You
have to
don't
be a
have to be
doctor
a
or
thug,
lawyer. You
man.
could be you. Like you could be an
Just
artist,
be you, man.
be an engineer, do a podcast, be a business owner. Like you have
As long
options.
as you are, as long as you are a positive you can
Yes.
be whatever you want, man.
As long as
Be
you contribute to your community, your family,
and you make every
etc.
minute count.
That's what it's about, making every single minute count.
You got to make them count, man. We love you, people of color. We love you.
Hmm.
We love you guys. You have no idea. We are the backbone of this country. We
Mm.
solidify so much. Even though we're not in the forefront a lot of the time, just know we matter.
Oh, you preaching.
And
Preaching.
these motherfuckers need to understand that. You know?
It's true. It's true.
It's all fact, man. Like
It's true.
somebody asked me, like, why did you vote for Biden? I say, that's a good question.
Hmm. That is a good question. What's your answer?
Joe Biden is pro-union.
Uh, uh,
I myself am a union member of the local 1248. Shout out to 1248. My mom was pro-union. My dad was pro-union.
hmm.
These jobs made it able for my family to survive and
Right.
thrive in America.
That's right.
That's
right.
why I voted for Joe Biden and Miss Harris,
Hmm.
because throughout my lifetime, the union stood strong. They fought. They did things to make sure my household was together. They
Hmm.
made sure food was on my plate. They made sure my daughter eats. It makes a lot of sense. That's why I voted for Joe Biden,
Mm.
and he stood for something.
Yeah.
You see the jobs that, because everybody in the union, we're not making $400,000 a year. We're not,
Yeah. Yeah.
we're not, man. So I'm not worried about getting taxed. I'm getting taxed from the government with the regular taxes. You know what I'm
Anyway.
saying?
Anyway.
So it's not even about all that extra stuff, man. It's
Yeah.
just about, what was the first hashtag that you had with about Joe Biden? Just being a person, like, you know what I'm saying? Just
Character matters, man.
character matters.
So
That's where it is.
so let me here's part of the reason I voted for Joe Biden is because like, so you and I, we grew up and we had mostly black friends because we just grew up in a black community. But every now and again, like, we'd have a white friend or a white colleague that kicked it with us.
Shout out to Frankie Beverly.
Shout out to my man Frankie Beverly. And so there's something to say about those dudes who grew up in black communities. And I'm not saying Joe Biden grew up in a black community, but what I'm saying is he rolled with Barack Obama for 8 years. He played the background. He let Barack Obama be the president and do his thing, and he rolled with him. And he had his back in every situation.
Yeah, because he had to go through racist states and all type of that. And he was right there with him
So it's
the
something
whole time.
right? It's something to say about white dudes who will elect to be to kind of just hang out and be present with black dudes and black guys, and then Joe Biden turns around and says, and it might even be a political move, but he says, all right, I got this black woman right here who's qualified, who's experienced.
Very much so.
Because he could have went with Elizabeth Warren. He could have went with Amy Klobuchar. He could have went with a lot of people, but he said, Kamala, you my one. Got Kamala on board. Again, it might have been a political move,
and it might have been, but at the same time, me and my lady, shout out to Kimberly. We had a conversation.
Shout out to Kimberly.
Shout out to Kimberly. Shout out to P.I. Easy. We had a conversation about that too, and Kamala, people talk about how in her state she put a lot of people in jail and this, that, and the third. And
she was a prosecutor.
Yeah, and I get it. And they bring up the Joe Biden about putting people in jail and this, that, and the third. My question to America is, I don't care what race it is, if you got people robbing, stealing, killing and shit, don't they belong in jail? I mean, like, if they gangbangers who got 4 or 5 bodies on their head, they don't belong in jail? Like, let me take these damn shades off.
Hey, hold on, really? Hey, shout out to the folks who be running around with free Mookie t-shirts, but y'all
Mookie
know
done
at
popped
least
16 niggas though. Mookie done killed 16 niggas.
You know at least 3 bodies Mookie is responsible for, and you got a free Mookie shirt? No,
come on, man.
Please leave Mookie where he is.
Sit your ass in that fucking solitary confinement where you belong, bro.
You are a menace to society.
Now, and I get it, because I had to break it. Well, she broke it down to me. Shout out to Kimberly again. She was like, "Well, you understand that a lot of this comes because of the resources that we have in our community," and that's true.
Yeah.
But at the same token, I haven't came up in a rich society, but I'm still not out here. I don't have any bodies on me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've made mistakes. I've been to a little county jail, you know what I'm saying? But it's never I've never had any felonies. I don't have to sell rocks to get through. I don't have to do any of that. So we have choices. Little Mookie had a choice to pull that gun and shoot this motherfucker because he got his ass whooped in a fight. So some of these people do deserve to be in jail.
Right.
And Kamala did her job.
She was a prosecutor.
If you are on the job, your job is to do the best job that you can possibly do.
Yeah.
Cut this woman some slack. Yeah. You hating motherfuckers. She deserves it. She's the vice president of the United States. Shout out to you, sister. Shout out to you.
So you bring another thought to mind, and it's something that we need to have more conversations about is, when we look at crime and violent crime specifically, we always think about like, oh, we need more police. We need a tighter justice system. We need to, build more prisons. But here's violent crime, specifically drug trafficking. They occur in poor neighborhoods. Like they occur in poor communities. And so if we're not having conversations about addressing poverty, right, and we're not having conversations about addressing like allowing people to have a livable wage and allowing people to be able to kind of support their family, like then we having the wrong what do you expect them to do? Exactly. You just talked about like how important unions were for you because it allows you an opportunity to make a livable wage to be able to support yourself and your family. So again, we talk about like policies for making sentencing laws more strict or making policing more tight. But at the same time, if we're not addressing poverty and addressing
the same issues,
struggling every day, it's going to be the same stuff every single time. So
I agree, man. They suppress us, man. They want us down.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
But yeah, leave Mookie ass inside because
Mookie your ass, nigga. I'm not visiting. I'm not putting money in your books. I'm not doing any of that, Mookie.
Dog.
I'm not
You've
doing
been terrorizing the community since you're 12 years old. Y'all got a free Mookie shirt? Please.
Like, come on, man.
Come on, man.
We got to stop pointing blame, people. We got to stop pointing blame at people. If you fucking up, man, just take it on the chin. You fucked up. Okay? Yeah. You fucked up.
Yeah, that's it.
So, man. I don't want people to keep doing that, man. That's all I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes Mookie guys got to be in jail, man.
So, hey, sometimes some people require consequences. But let me also say this. So what we know about the criminal justice system, the criminal justice system is not like, it's not rehabilitative. That's not a word. Like it does not rehabilitate people. You know, feel me? And so that's why like prison recidivism, like where people go back to prison, that's why it's so high. And so we gotta start also talking about like how do we ensure rehabilitation and also ensure that people who go to prison, you know, we provide them with skills so they don't go back to prison. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I agree.
Like if Mookie is doing a 10 to 15 year bid for drug trafficking or whatever, like what's happening inside that prison that's building his skills and getting
To make
him ready
a better person when he come
right.
back out.
So when he come back out, he has some opportunities or he has some skills to utilize once he out here. Because if he don't have no skills, he gonna go back to doing what he's been doing.
Yep, and that's gonna be he gonna be defensive, and he's gonna go out there broke. First of all, when he gets out of prison, he's gonna be broke as hell, nowhere to go.
Mm-hmm. And if he got a felony, then what? Like if he got a felony,
can't even get a job.
Can't get a job. He can't get loans. He can't.
It's insane, man.
Renting apartments. You know,
it sucks. You know, it sucks. But Mookie ass should have knew about all those things before his ass did a felony too. I'm just saying, bro.
But some people don't, though.
And like, I get it. And I get it. And I get it. It's called trial and error, man. Trial and error is it's a part of life, man.
Right.
But I know from seeing family members, friends, seeing their struggle for being felons and things of that nature, to see the hard road that they have to go through day to day to try to make a living. Mm-hmm. If that doesn't kick into somebody's head, like, man, I don't never want to be a felon, then that's on you. Then you're gonna be Mookie ass 10 years from now.
So you know, so of our listeners, right? If you got kids, please making sure you invest in those quality minutes. And you make it every minute count with your kids because, you know, it's those interactions. Like, again, like you can buy them Jordans and that's fine. Like you buy them Jordans, you could take them on trips. But at the end of the day, it's about just the time that you spend with them, right? It's about those quality minutes that you spend with them.
Materialistic shit cannot build character.
Nah, not at all. Nah, because
I won't, man.
Because working in education for the last 15 years, you know, it's kids who are tearing it up in school, you know, not behaving correctly, failing all their classes,
but they fresh as hell.
But wearing Concords and True Religion jeans. Wait a minute.
That's insane, bro. That's insane.
Crazy. That's because my thing is like I'm not in a position to tell parents how to raise their kids, and
most definitely, right?
Or tell parents how to spend their money on their kids. That's not my right. But at the end of the day, if your kids are not doing what they supposed to do, please don't reward them with material gifts. Please.
I was raised with a single mom, and she didn't play that shit. Like I couldn't come in the house with D's and still be the freshest person on the street. I couldn't. It wasn't happening. I would be on lockdown, bro. Yeah. My punishments felt like 10 years in Sing Sing. You know what I'm talking about? Like she would take everything out of my room, TVs. At this particular, you know, I'm kind of old, so I didn't have a phone, so no cell phones. She'll take my game system. Oh, please, mother, please don't take the game system.
Right.
And I just had to be in the room by myself with my imagination. And I used to think like, bro, you got to make something shake because in the real world, I can't be out here doing this kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't. Nah. I can't. Can you imagine a judge giving you life, nigga? Can you imagine that?
I can't.
People of color, hear my voice. If you think times are tough right now, imagine you being in a courtroom and a judge says life without parole. Holy moly, donut
shops.
Sheesh. Please.
Some of y'all couldn't even stay quarantined for a month. Some of y'all can't even wear a mask. Can you imagine? What?
Yo, life? watch the movie Life too. It might have been funny, but look at the real dramatization of it. Like, these niggas was in there for life.
Forever.
You will never see your people. And then when you're in jail, people forget about you, as they should. I mean, they shouldn't, but they should at the same time, because nobody told your narrow ass to go in there for life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But free everybody who was in there for the wrong reasons. Murderers and killers and shit. I don't have any respect for you. Not you niggas. I'm talking about those people who were stereotyped.
Yeah.
You got a lot of people in there for marijuana charges, and it's legal in a lot of states now. Free those people. Free those women.
It's because there's a lot of people inside right now for minimal offenses, as well as no offenses at all. Shout out to the Central Park Five. I think Biden and Kamala Harris winning this election was big for that reason, because remember the Central Park Five, right? Donald Trump put out a full page article back in what was it, like the 90s, 80s, 90s, when they got locked up, calling for the death penalty for those 5 juveniles, right? And he never apologized for that. So imagine somebody who called for your death for a crime that you did not commit, being elected president twice. Like, could you imagine that?
Just pack your bags, Trump. Get your ass out of here. Pack your motherfucking bags. You and your Russian wife.
Nah.
I ain't gonna go that way.
Nah. Hey.
Goodbye. Sheesh.
That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying, bro. But yeah.
Shout out to everybody, man. America, we still got a lot of work to do. But hopefully we can get back on the right track. I won't say that when Trump was in office that my life wasn't on track, because he did provide a few jobs. I can't shit on his whole term. It was just he didn't give a fuck about nothing. That was my only concern. But Biden, don't think just because you won this election either that if you don't do your job the right way, we're not gonna be on your ass too. Just don't. I want you to understand that for sure. With the black woman in office and all that, with a woman of color in office, if you guys go in there and fuck up, we on your ass too. So
yeah, but let me also say this, is that just because Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are now president and vice president elect, and they'll be in the White House, that does not absolve you of your responsibility to your community and family. Like, it doesn't matter who's in the White House. Like, you can still make it shake, right? Yes. Like you can still start a business. You could still go back to school. Yeah. You could still go to your job and work your ass off and become a manager, supervisor, be an owner. Like, you can still invest in the stock market. Like, you can still make it shake regardless of who, because real leadership, right? It comes down to the people who are in the communities, right? Yes. So that's what it comes down to. Like, I don't care who was president. We're gonna still do quality minutes. I don't care who. We're gonna still sell shirts. We're gonna still do this thing, and we're gonna still make it happen. So, that's my call to action. Whatever it is, whatever you've been talking about for the past 5 to 10 years, or what you want to do, just do it. Like, do it.
Go out on a limb and do it, man. Nothing stopping you but you.
Right.
We are a living testament of that. We had an idea. It felt good. We took the proper steps and we got it done.
That's right.
And it feels wonderful.
It feels great.
It feels amazing to even be here talking to you guys today about this, man. It's unbelievable.
It is.
But it shows you that anything's possible.
That's right. Like my man Kevin Garnett says.
Anything possible.
So before we get to our quality music recommendations, you got what else you got? Got anything else? Got anything on your mind?
Fire Jim Harbaugh. I'm sick of it.
All right, this is week 2. This is week 2. He's calling for the firing of Jim Harbaugh.
Don Brown too. You gotta go.
Yeah.
Fire
Let's
them.
see. Is there anything else? Anything else?
Fire the shit out of them.
Yeah.
They gotta go right now. Matter of
Right.
fact, don't even let them fly back from Indiana. Leave their ass in Indiana. Fire them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Let me coach. Fuck it.
Shout out to let me give a shout out real quick before we get to quality music recommendations. Let me shout out Mississippi. Mississippi is, I believe, the first like southern state to legalize medical marijuana. Like they just did that in this recent election. Again, why your votes matter. You know, that's huge because up to this point,
they matter.
They matter. So up to this point, it's only been like northern states, north states on the West Coast, you know, mostly liberal states. But to see Mississippi legalize medical marijuana, that's a huge step. So, you know, especially for like nationwide legalization. So definitely shout out to Mississippi.
Not to hate on Mississippi, but I think I would really have to smoke some weed to be in Mississippi.
you gonna have to. What do you mean?
It might crick a little eye because
shout out to P Valley too.
I never.
Good show. Go ahead.
You know what? Nope. I ain't even gonna shit on Mississippi, but it's not too much going on in Mississippi that I know of. You know, I've been through there a few good times. That's a state that just needs some trees, man.
Yeah.
Certain states just need some trees, man. So shout out to Mississippi, man.
Yeah.
We see you down there, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a good step towards, again, nationwide legalization because, again, you mentioned it before. There are people sitting behind bars as we speak, you know, for marijuana possession and distribution, and there are people literally selling weed in stores legally. So that doesn't make any sense at all. Also, I think Oregon, like, they like decriminalize drugs in general.
Drugs in general?
Yeah. I don't have the exact details, but they did some very massive overall. But here's why it makes sense is because we look at drug possession and drug use as a criminal issue, like addiction. So addiction is not a criminal issue. Addiction is a health issue. And that's why, you know, that's why the 80s killed black folks like so much because crack, it was locking up crackheads, right? It was locking, you know what I'm saying? It was locking up our folks. And that was a health concern.
Ronald Reagan.
The Reagan era. So shout out to those folks who passed, you know, drug policies and drug legislation. And let's release those people who are doing drug biz right now in legal states. That's the most ridiculous thing we've ever heard.
Sidebar too. Those people in the lower districts of America, the Floridas of the world, the Texas, the Louisianas, please be careful. It's a tropical storm coming your way, man. Everybody stay safe out there, man. Please, I got family all down there, man. I know this hurricane season and it's relentless. It is relentless, man. So stay safe as possible out there, man.
Yeah. Get your bread and milk, man.
Please go get your bread and milk.
So what's your you got a quality music recommendation?
Quality music recommendation for me this time would be Dave East, The Karma 3. It's a very, very, very solid album. Shout out to my nigga Dave East. He even gave he shared my story on his page, actually.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dave East. Dave East, I dropped you a livequalityminutes.com in your inbox too. So I'm still waiting for you to purchase. Because I purchased this Karma 3. So I'm waiting for you to cop one of these blue quality collection shirts. So shout out to Dave East. I can't wait for your purchase. Let's go.
No, that's a good recommendation. And if you have it, like the Karma series in general is a pretty good series. Like Dave definitely goes in on that on the Karma series. So Dave East, Karma 2, Karma 3.
Shout out Dave. Shout out Harlem.
Yeah. I thought he's from Queens.
No, he a Harlem. He a Harlem nigga.
Hold on. We gotta look this up.
Is he from the
I
bridge?
thought he's a Queens dude because I know Nas rocks with him. And you could be right, like I'd be wrong. Whatever.
Shout out
I'm
to
not
NY. Right. Shout out to NY. Wherever.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Harlem. You got it.
Yeah, Harlem, them flashy niggas. Shout out to Harlem.
Let's see. So my quality music recommendation. I got two of them actually. I got T.I.'s Libra.
I still haven't tapped in.
Please listen to T.I.'s Libra. T.I. he got everybody on there. He got a joint with Rick Ross that's crazy. He has a joint with Benny and Jada Kiss that's crazy. Oh, I gotta take a Benny. He has a joint with Jada Kiss and Benny that's nuts. He has a joint with I think it's Lil Baby, but he got one with Tokyo. What's her name?
Tokyo Jets. Jesus
Tokyo
Christ.
Jets. It's the second track on there, and Tokyo is going crazy.
She go banana. Hey, that woman be talking bananas. You hear me? Tokyo. Shout out to Tokyo.
So check out T.I.'s Libra album, but also check out Busta Rhymes' Extinction Level Event 2 album.
Ooh,
he's got some good tracks on there with Anderson .Paak.
Answer the phone, damn it.
Oh, CG, please get your phone.
Hey. I gotta real quick.
Yeah.
Did you see the rumors about the next verses? A Tribe Called Quest versus Outkast? Oh, baby.
Won't he do it?
God is so good.
God is good all the time.
So
and good. Oh my God.
Outkast? That is going to be amazing. And Tribe? And I got my heart for the evening. Nigga, what?
Bonita Applebomb, you got it going on.
It's him and I, Aquim and I,
Elevators. Me and you, your mama and your cousins too,
and my cousins,
all of them.
That is going to be a beautiful battle.
Oh man. But don't forget coming up though. Don't forget Jeezy and T.I. coming up.
That's gonna be a trap ass. Look, please. Disclaimer: when this T.I. and Jeezy battle goes on, for all those who are graduating around the years of 2001, 2, 3, and 4, even the 99s, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, please don't go to jail watching this battle, please. I know how Trap or Die affected the whole culture.
Yeah.
Urban Legend did the same. Trap music and Urban Legend did the same thing. Please relax. Be somewhere stationary. Have your drinks.
Don't call your old plug after you watch it. Just please don't.
Please don't turn into a trapper after you're 45 years old. Please just relax. Relax.
No. Keep that good job.
But shout out to Versus, man.
Listen, if T.I. shows up with that hat cocked to the side,
like the nigga tip with the joint like this.
That's that what you know about. It's gonna get nasty.
I don't know how his hat stayed up there like that. Maybe Atlanta doesn't have a lot of wind gusts.
I don't know.
Because my hat can't stand out like that in Detroit. It's too much wind.
It's too much wind, and it's cold too. So you got to cover. You got to have full coverage.
Full coverage
on the
but
head.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please go follow Quality Minutes LLC on Instagram, Facebook. Live Quality Minutes right down below. Come get your merch. Support a brand that supports you.
Yeah.
We love everybody, Mama, just for having y'all, man. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Hey,
thank you for tapping in, man.
Absolutely. And I'll just leave you with this. Remember we're Quality Minutes, and we're all about making every minute count, man. So when you're done with listening to this, you go to your prospective family and your workplace, and you make every single minute count. Quality Minutes, Hard Work Hall of Fame.
Hard Work Hall of Fame. You
We
see
out of
him.
here.
Deuces and berries.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me stop recording.